Yes, good morning. Today we have a lecture on photography, or the early years of photography, starting photography. So, in India, it is said that the existence of photography in India can be tracked back as early as 16th century. So that is the year or the term we should remember, that when did the photography start in India? When the camera obscura acted as a mechanism for projected images. So this is a very minute detail. This could be asked to you, like when the camera was started or what was the kind of camera it was working. So kind of camera name is obscura, and what it was doing, it was basically projecting the images. These early cameras did not fix an image, but only projected images from an opening in the wall of a darkened room onto a surface, turning a room into a large pinhole camera. So we could not fix the image, we could only project it on the walls. So in the darker room, they said that it was only helping in that way. Later experiments started and the process of photography became more technologically advanced. However, the serious influx of photographic art arrived in India under the reawakened sway of the colonial powers. So we can say that when does actually India get a camera? That is during the British period, that is colonial period, British period. Despite lack of prompt transport apparatus, photography was available in India as early as 1850. So basically, that is another date which is given here. By 1850, India has got somehow the camera where the sort of the photography it was started at that time. They're saying the Bombay Photographic Society was formed in 1854 with 200 members. Similar bodies were formed in Madras, Calcutta in 56, tied to colonialism. As I told you that Britishers, they were somehow encouraging. East India Company declared photography to be the most accurate and economical means of recording the architectural and monumental, photography for official records. So, as I said that somehow East India Company or Britishers, they were supporting it. The company actively encouraged the employees to photograph and record archaeological sites. Thus, it was due to this that photography became a key element of the Archaeological Survey of India, established in 1861. So, the first thing why they were wanting, because India has a rich heritage. We all know this thing. So, India was a country of kings. India was country of a lot of wealth. So India was country of art. So to have more knowledge regarding it, company, Studia company was encouraging photographers that we should use these things in archaeological, and this is how our archaeological survey of India was established in 1861. So they were looking the pictures and the seeing, and they were trying to know that what exactly this place is about. Many missionaries coming from Britain to bring Christianity to India were keen and sometimes very competent amateur photographers. These few Westerners in India formed the major market for photography in India, being largely ones with the money to buy photographs. So that is another thing why photography was got famous, because India was a country of one religion, that was Hindu, and Muslim, of course, Islam. But Christians were very less in India. But due to the coming of Britishers in India, the missionaries, they have also started coming to India. So that is how the religion Christian it has spread in India as well. So they were also wanting the support of photography to promote that. During the period of Indian bikini, there was a considerable public interest about India and Britain. It's creating an increased market for photographs about the culture and lifestyles in India. Thus, this was a key event in the development of photography in India. So they are saying it that is the what do you call it, time when photography was actually developed in India, as well as a milestone in the struggle for independence. People who read stories in the newspapers or Delhi or Lucknow wanted to see what these places look like and wanted to see pictures of Indians. So this was also a cause of independence movement, I can say this thing, because when these pictures have started printing into the newspapers and people were seeing those pictures, so they were curious, because uh, at that time the traveling was not that very famous among the people. People were just living in one particular area. But when they have started seeing those pictures, they got curious. They were wanting to know that this is also part of our country. So we want to see that what it is happening, how the traveling started, and people from different regions they meet. And when they met, so this was happened means they have shared their views that we want freedom in India. Later on in 19th century, India was at the vanguard of the photographic development, and a wide range of arresting images from India had been captured by photographers, many of which had never been seen in public before. The photographs drawn from the British Library in the Howard and Jean uh, its collection reflected the major preoccupations and achievements of 19th century India photography. They included the early amateur who first introduced the medium, the documentation of India's archaeological and ethnic diversity, the achievement of commercial photographs such as Samuel Bone and Prince India. So what they're trying to tell that, you know, Britishers, when they smelled that somehow the conspiracy of getting freedom in India is going on, so they have invaded a lot of things. So they also caught a lot of photographers, and the photographs they have got, these have never come in front of the public. So these are somehow some of the pictures have kept into the what do you call the libraries, or some of I can say that they have. What do you call museums or kind of things, you can say that, so they have kept over there, but these were never came into in front of the people, that when did it has click, and how or what was happened at that time. Other themes included natural history, panorama, trade and industrialization of India, and the darbars. So that is now the interest was created basically. People have seen pictures. We all on this thing in today's time. If you see, the phones they are sold not only for the purpose of that they have a good service of mobile phone or not. They are sold that what kind of a camera they are holding. So it's a natural human phenomena that we like to get click our pictures. So when people have seen it, the interest has started. So where it has gone, they have said that it has went to darbar. Darbars means the king, those who were working at that time, means they were actually ruling their part, or those who were having the friendly relationship with the Britishers, although they have also started clicking the pictures. Since the 18th century, people, events, and landscapes in India had been keenly observed and documented by both Indo European artistic cult in paintings, drawings, equines, and lithographs. Within a few years of introduction in Europe in 1839, however, photography had become the new recording medium, after which it was no more a rocket science and photography became available for the mass market in 1911. So this is what they have said, that from when it has come to the birds, then they have tried to tell in 18th century people, they were more interested to document the things by artistic way. So Indo-European art was prevailed at the time in the paintings, in the drawings. You know, in, you you can easily see that at the time. Since then, the color films have become started, as well as automatic focus and automatic exposure cameras. And today, with the introduction of digital cameras, the SLR, DSLR, the digital recording of images becoming increasingly common. So they have said that now up to in today's time, if you have said that the entire system it has changed, because the focus is more on to the digital cameras which are known as SLR, DSLRs. So they are doing the digital recording. So clarity of pictures it has changed. The way they were clicked it has changed nowadays. So this is how the a very, you can say that very mild journey in photography in India. I would say that from obscura, where we could not fix the images, we could only project the images on the wall. It has gone on to 1854, where a Bombay Photographic Society was made with 200 members. They have said that, and different pictures of archaeological or the architectural things was started, because Britishers they were wanting to know more about that what India was famous for, as I told you, for art, for rich heritage, for of course gold jewelry, all these things. So, but under this, somehow the Indian independence movement it has got flamed, because when people saw pictures on the newspapers, it was not only the pictures of these things. There were not many other pictures. It was pictures of there were pictures of places, and people saw the places, and they how somehow liked that where this place is located. So they were wanting to go over there. So travel has started. When travel has started, so people met with each other, and when they met, so talks were started that how can we get the independence and all. So another thing was from Britain, a lot of people they have come to India. Uh, then they have said that missionaries, many of the missionaries they came in India, and they were trying to what do you call bring that into Indian culture as well as. So this is what it has happened. Let me uh, share my screen here so you could see that what I'm trying to tell you. It is already been sent to your Google Classroom. You can see it here. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Existence of the photography in India. It's a very nice article, which is written about the earlier years of photography. I have specially, correlated with India when it has come to India. That is into the 16th century. So this is the full scale information. These are the pictures you can see from the archaeological survey point of view. You know what they were doing. They were trying to click in pictures and they were trying to investigate about those places. Then we have talked about Samuel Vaughan, Vishnupad and other temples near the burning gate Banaras. So this is a picture of old Banaras. You can see early pictures. So this has created the interest among people. India was country of religious people. I would say that it is somehow, but at that time people were more religious. So when they saw the different temples, so they urge it has come into their mind that yes, we also want to see those temples. So that was another thing I was just trying to tell. Then this is what they're trying to see that different panoramas, installations. Then they have said that different libraries, different monuments. They have clicked through the pictures. That is Delhi Darbar of 1903. So see, this was how it looks like in 1903. Darbar of Delhi, which was set up for the people for lot many activities. So it was look like that. We could have a lot of imaginations into our mind, but from here clearly you can see that we are very thankful that we could find out these things. Uh, the end we have said that now what place we have come up to. We have come up to at the time of digital camera SLR and DSLR where we are using cameras for a digital purposes. Okay, that was the topic, the starting topic of yours. Early years of photography. Early years of photography, and tomorrow means in the next lecture we'll discuss the lithography and cinema. So today we have discussed early years of photography with the first topic of visual media over here from the syllabus. Hey students, do you have got any question you can ask? Otherwise, I'll make you write down the questions which can come out of it. आपको कोई क्वेश्चन है बेटा पूछ सकते हो अदरवाइज फिर मैं आपको इसमें से कोई क्वेश्चन और लिखवा सकता हूँ नो
No, sir.
very interesting topic does not have much of it so let's discuss the questions so I'll make you write down the first question is see write a note on write a note on the existence beginning of photography. Write a note on beginning of photography. Write down a journey. Write down a journey Write down a journey from Obscura. Write down a journey from Obscura, Obscura. Write down a journey from Obscura camera to SLR and DSLR. To SLR and DSLR.
Sir, obscura spelling, please.
Obscura. Obscura.
Obscura and DSLR.
Yes, Obscura कैमरा टू DSLR. जर्नी बतानी है Obscura कैमरा से लेकर DSLR के बीच में, उसकी जर्नी आपको क्लियर करनी है. Obscura क्या था, उसके बीच में क्या था.
Okay, sir.
When did Bombay Photographic Society was formed? When did Bombay Photographic Society was formed? Discuss the role of East India Company. Discuss the role of East India Company in promoting photography in India. In promoting photography in India. Write down about the role of photography. Write down about the role of photography in Indian independence movement. Write down about the role of photography in Indian independence. So these are the questions which has come out of this topic. So I will be stopping that recording now.